Hello and welcome back to the channel. You've joined myself, Dr. James Gill, for another clinical skills video. Today we're going to be doing a bit of first aid, specifically how to apply the CAT tourniquet, so the combat application tourniquet. They say combat application, but actually it's just a really good tourniquet. And honestly, I think if you drive a car, you should probably keep one of these in your glove box regardless. The purpose of it is to try and save a patient's life by stopping a severe bleed. So, for example, let's assume that we have Hamsi here and she's injured her right arm. And the injury is below the elbow, we've hit the artery and blood is gushing everywhere. We want to apply the tourniquet above one of the large bore arteries. So we're going to apply it, in this case, above the brachial pulse and about 3 finger breadths above. So we get the tourniquet and we have a loop initially, and we're going to put that up on the arm. I'm then going to tighten the initial buckle and strap the Velcro in through the first plastic hook. Now it's very important at this point, it's put on with sufficient tension that I can't push my fingers under it. Okay, so tourniquet is going round. And I can't get my fingers underneath, so I know I've got good pressure. Now we know that we're able to continue to increase the tension by turning the windlass. But how do I know there's enough pressure on it? We want to find the peripheral pulse. So in this case, we're going to find the radial pulse. So just taking the pulse, so I'm going to find the radius, and then I'm going to move with 2 or 3 fingers towards the centre of the arm. So I'm folding off the radius into the groove, and I can feel the radial pulse underneath. If I press too hard, then the radial pulse will only be felt at the edge of the finger, whereas if I come off slightly, I can feel it coming underneath both fingers. Now I'm going to start to turn the windlass, and we'll give it 1 turn and click it in. And hopefully we're already at the right pressure, so we'll check the radial artery again, and I can no longer feel the radial artery. So at this point, the arm's going to begin to feel a wee bit heavy because the blood is no longer coming in nor out of the arm. So we're going to take the piece of Velcro at the top and cover that hook, keeping the windlass in place. And it's very important that we write on the Velcro the time that this was applied. That's vital because we have 2 hours with the tourniquet on before tissue death starts occurring. So that's going to be damage to the muscles, blood vessels, nerves, and also the build-up of toxins. So for example, potassium from the breakdown of cells in that limb. In some situations, say for example you're in the Himalayas and it's more than 2 hours to your place of safety, you may find that you are going beyond that 2-hour time frame. I would strenuously advise that you do everything in your power not to do that, because at the 2-hour point the limb is damaged, the limb is being injured because of the tourniquet rather than the initial insult to it. There is some literature about people's limbs surviving after 7 hours with the tourniquet on, but this is definitely not something you want to be trying, and the descriptions in the literature are the limb was salvaged, which is a long way away from saying that things were fine. The other reason why that's important is the build-up of potassium, metabolites and toxins, if released, could actually flow back into the system and could cause issues such as a cardiac arrest. So we're going to keep this on for 2 hours or less, ideally, to get the patient to emergency care. Let's relieve that pressure now. So that completes our video on how to apply a tourniquet to the limb. I'd strongly recommend, as I say, if you are a driver, keeping one in your glove box. Hopefully you'll never need it, but if you do, you've got one with you and you now know how to use it. With that, take care and we'll see you in the next one. Cheerio.